Dexter, Original Sin. That's right, folks. A Dexter prequel is here. A Paramount Showtime original series. God forbid we let Dexter rest for a minute. You know, I don't know why this is the show that's getting me so riled up. Full disclosure, I think this is a very interesting piece of entertainment that was made. That's not me saying I like it. That is me saying this is an interesting piece of entertainment that was made. A Dexter prequel. Young Dexter, but not too young where he's like a child. This Dexter can still fuck. And like, it's not weird when he kills a guy. Young Dexter. Original Sin. The original show of Dexter, I think, was just so evocative of the 2000s, where it's like, here's a prestigious show about like a killer who kills people and he's like doing the right thing, like a good guy that's killing the bad guys, and we're like, yay. And it was just like, this is just 2000s, you know, it's Miami, everyone's just bright and colorful, and underneath it's like the seedy underbelly. The show ends weird and people are like, that's weird. Then they do another sequel show called New Blood, which went nowhere. And no one was like, this is great, this is what we wanted. So let's go back to the well of Dexter, and this time, instead of like talking about modern day Dexter, we go back to past Dexter. But don't worry, there is another Dexter show in development called Dexter Resurrection, which has Uma Thurman in it, and it's going to be like Dexter again. What is this? Why do we have 3 different attempts of a Dexter spinoff, which is just doing Dexter again? I don't understand the appeal of that. I really don't understand it. Doing a young Dexter thing. Is this such a beloved character of television? We have to go back and do the young Dexter story. Is he that beloved? I don't know. I don't understand it. Michael C. Hall is just narrating this. He's like, it's literally young Sheldon. It's literally young Sheldon, but for Dexter. And I'm like, what? Why would you assume after the success of young Sheldon that you could do young Dexter? It's so bold. It's so bold and weird. So Michael C. Hall, who I can't imagine being in his shoes these days. I'm always fascinated by like the choices that actors make coming back to do the role that made them iconic. Because on one hand, I think it's really cool that you have a staple of entertainment that is solely yours to hold on to. But on the other hand, it must feel like such a burden that no one's going to let you be anything but Dexter Morgan for the rest of your life. You can't break out. You're stuck here being Dexter forever. We'll cast a young guy to play Dexter before he like starts or something, like being the guy he is, but it's fine. We're still going to have you do the narration. I don't like that. I think it's both terrifying and evocative of what the industry has become. So, Dexter Original Sin. We are following the events of Dexter Morgan in the early career of him joining the police force as a forensics officer, a blood analyst, or whatever you want to say. Literally, I think it's the end of the first episode is him being like offered the job where he's starting there. But it's not like us seeing the evolution of a serial killer like right away. It's like he has these thoughts. Maybe we'll flash back to it sometimes where he's like younger and has these tendencies, but it's not like the crux of the show is like seeing a child develop these behavioral issues. That's not what this is about. He is still of a consenting age where if he wants to get a blowjob in a bar, we can see it happen. So, I ask this question, and I truly mean it. What are we doing? How much of an origin is this if all the stuff we know Dexter to be is already established? If you haven't seen Dexter, like the original show, I don't think this is going to have any weight to it. It feels like it only matters if you are aware of what this guy's going to become and who the supporting cast is going to become. And it's very weird. It's like casting Dexter again, like the officers that are there at the beginning of Dexter, and we see some of them in here, like Angel is in here, and Masuka's in here, and you're just like, okay, so they're here. but we get a different actor to play them, like a younger one. So it's not as like talented as an actor playing these roles of these iconic characters. It's like, what if Dexter again, but worse? Like I'm going to use this comparison because Sarah Michelle Gellar is also in the show. It's like every time we do a live action Scooby-Doo, it gets less and less interesting because it's worse actors and it's less campy and it's just more annoying. That's what this feels like. It's like, what if we just got everybody from the original show that we could come back to this, and when they came back, we just cast somebody worse. And that's not an indictment on like any acting in this show. I think for the most part, the acting is fine. Like, it is the same creator of Dexter coming back to work on this, showrun it, produce this. So it feels like Dexter, but like worse. I don't know. The time period is like ambiguous because it does feel like it is before Dexter, but also how old is he at any of this point in time? So it could be literally like a season before Dexter season 1 takes place. It doesn't matter. 2000 era, that's what's going on there. But like modern sensibilities of like how we tell stories today. So it's kind of contradictive in that nature sometimes. It's such a baffling piece to me. I like Patrick Gibson in this role. I think this is an impossible task to do, which is just play Dexter. And he, for the most part, like hones it on a very specific thing that Michael C. Hall does. He definitely feels younger, and because of that, he doesn't feel as like nuanced. Like, he has a very specific credence to his voice, and it doesn't change throughout any of the piece. I would argue he doesn't really get like an arc throughout this show. It's more of him experiencing things and then reacting to it, and maybe what he grows into is realizing that it's okay to be a serial killer. I guess that's what he grows into. Molly Brown also plays Deborah, who is his sister, and yeah, she's young. Yeah, so let's have her do young people stuff. She gets like a lot of like I'm young and rebellious storylines, which kind of go nowhere. Like, people at school think she's a bitch, or she thinks these people are a bitch. There's like just weird school antics, and then she's got like a friend who's got the hots for Dexter, so that becomes like a weird storyline. And it's like, what are we doing? Is this what people want from young Dexter? Is high school drama and like weird relationships? And you're like, this guy's not normal, okay? He's so much more aloof than like regular Dexter, which I guess makes sense because he hasn't like honed the skill of like blending into normal suburbia yet. But you don't look at this guy and think there is a normal man. I don't know. It's very strange. Like, the performances are fine. Christian Slater, it's a lot of fucking play in this show. He gets a lot of flashbacks too, which I guess makes sense. But I go back to asking this thing. If you want a prequel to Dexter, are you really excited about the thought of Dexter's father being the focus? Is that what you want to see from this show? Like, I don't know. I don't care. I genuinely don't care. And his dad's like, if you're going to do it wisely, because I can't stop you from being this monster. Don't be bad at it. And I'm like, what the hell is happening right now? The supporting cast in this is insane. Like, Sarah Michelle Gellar shows up every now and then, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay. I guess she's coming back to television, so why not get a part on the Dexter show? And Patrick Dempsey, what the hell are you doing here? His arc is crazy. His character is just like, I'm in charge, and then he like slowly loses it because like people connected to him and his children. His plot is mainly like connected to like the ongoing mystery of like the police investigation going on, where people in his life, without spoiling it too much, are connected to people being kidnapped. Like, how's he going to save them? Like, is his ex-wife this person? And his whole time, he's like screaming at everybody, like, I didn't choose this! These things are happening and I gotta get to the bottom of it! Like, yeah, we know, you're in charge, Patrick Dempsey. I don't know what people want from this show. Do you just want Dexter again? Surely there can be a workaround with Michael C. Hall to do Dexter again. Because I don't need to see the setup of Dexter learning to kill people, like the methodical nature of it. The thing that's so perfect about season 1 of Dexter, the original show, is that it's all together. Like, he's a fully formed serial killer and you understand him. I don't really think seeing him, like, learn how to, like, put the plastic in a room and, like, duct tape his victim and figure all that out is compelling or interesting, because that's not what we're here to see. We don't need to see the evolution of him learning to do this. We're here to see him do it. And that's the problem doing any prequel. It's like, what are we gaining about these characters by seeing the things that are going to be happening in the other program? I don't get it. And I think this show feels very 2000s television, which is a good thing. It's very good that that's what I'm feeling here. It is the classic flashback cinematography for Dexter. It is the classic formula for Dexter, except now every character feels less realized because they have to be more realized later on. So whatever tension you think could arise, there really isn't any, which is such a problem for a show like this. This is the thing I really started to think about when I was watching Dexter. I am fucking amazed no one has attempted to do Lost again. Why is that the one that gets to exist in its bubble and be like perfect television when everything else is like strip mined for parts? I don't understand that. Whatever. Look, this is as close to classic Dexter as we're going to get, because I don't think for the life of me Dexter Resurrection is going to be a perfect Dexter sequel. It's going to be tying up the loose ends of New Blood. What are we doing? It doesn't matter. The Dexter universe has its latest entry, and I don't know if I want to talk about Resurrection when it comes out, but whatever. Patrick Gibson, I think you're a fine actor. It'd be cool if you worked on something else. I'd like to see what that could look like. So Dexter, Original Sin, I am going to give a 6 out of 10. Now, thank you all for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And of course, I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck. To you, Dexter, the show. Good luck.